Unsyndicated presents What the Puck with Sean Baligian.
To rant and rave. He's Mike, I'm Sean. I want to rant and rave and shake my fist and say, shame on you, NHL. Shame on you, all, up and down. Shame for shame. Burn them at the stake, whatever the case may be. But I enjoyed it so much last night. I'm not going to complain too much. Mike, I do have to reiterate, guys like you and I have been saying this forever. I have no idea what the National Hockey League was thinking walking away from the international game. And unless they were all setting us up. Because, I mean, what I anticipated and what I got were two entirely different things. And we were already so excited to see this, my friend.
Oh, absolutely. And you could see it. I mean, the atmosphere in Montreal, were they ready for it, Sean? Oh. And then they surprise them and have Mario come out there. It was great. I mean, again, I think we are both so pleased with the product that happened and that they had this tournament. I think complaints will be at a minimum. There are complaints, though. We can't deny that.
All right, what jumps to your mind? Good evening, Tom in London. He said that was a great game last night. Can't wait to see tonight's game. I am so locked in; it's incredible. But yes. What's some of the stuff that you're hearing, pal?
Well, it's just me. Like me, I'm picky. The way I like things. I don't like the NHL regular season. I don't think there's enough compete until it matters. And last night, as great as it was to see the collection of people on the ice, it came off as an exhibition, and I gave it a break as far as I don't want to downsize it because I feel as it goes, it's going to get better, right? There's going to be a time where it's going to be a must-win game for someone to get into that final game. Then I think it's going to come up. I mean, even Wayne Gretzky really, if you saw his comments in between the first and second period, really shot down Sweden's effort within the first period, though they did come back.
It was, I think the way that they jumped out was incredible in and of itself. And what was it, 58 seconds in? I don't remember the exact 58 seconds in. The way that it started was phenomenal enough. But Mike, and I'm sure that you saw some of the stuff that I saw, okay? They had that one, which one was it? One of the hockey, Gino Hart. We follow each other on Twitter. They put out like hockey memes and things like that. They had that one clip of Connor McDavid's shift. Did you happen to see that? And
yes.
It looked like, Mike, it looked like it was edited. Like he was bouncing around so stinking fast. It looked like one of those Tom and Jerry cartoons where they speed things up. It was so stinking cool to watch. I die for that stuff, man. I'm not even joking.
No, that was great. As someone that had a couple pennies on the game, and may have had
did it? Wow, really?
Might have had a couple pennies on Connor McDavid hat trick at 200-1 odds. That guy did everything but score a goal. I mean, he was electric, and I'm not even mad that I lost the bet because that's the entertainment. Like that right there is why I can't down on it too much. His effort, McKinnon's effort in overtime was ridiculous. And Red Wing fans going to hate it, but we have to get to Sid the Kid.
You saw my post. I have fought this fight for so many years. Even my old partner on the West Side, Drew McCarthy, and Blaine Fowler, he and I did a show. Those guys used to get so mad at me. I have been accused of being Sid's lover. I have been accused of having a crush on him, which might be true. He's still kind of dreamy, even at the age of 37. But Mike, honest to goodness, how somebody could come away from that game and not marvel at how incredible that guy is. And you and I have talked about it in the little things and lead by example and all that. Biggest stage with all that speed around him, okay? Mm-hmm. And that dude was arguably the player of the game. In my mind, he was.
Yes, and I believe he got player of the game, if I'm not mistaken. He got himself a nice new Rolex. But as you said, it's with everything around him on that big stage, it's the best from the other country. And you do know there's the conversation has started with that game last night. Is he the best to put that Canada jersey on?
Somebody said that, and I'm, you know what? I'm going to make an argument in a second, and people are going to, because I think when they first hear that, you just go, but look at the numbers is all I'm going to say.
I've got the numbers right here.
Okay, then I'll let you save the numbers. Let me get to some of the comments. They said last night was the first time since World Junior that McDavid has worn the Maple Leaf. I'm not going to swear. What a flipping shame. And Mike, that's what, but Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, the Tkachuk brothers, all these guys have never had all these young stars already, and they are. And by the way, Lucas Raymond isn't too far away, okay?
Yep.
All these young stars, and they haven't had an opportunity like that. It is just, it's gross. It's disgusting. David said, game was wild, need more countries involved. Couldn't agree with you more.
Right.
Russia, Czechia, Slovakia, Switzerland, call the Germans, do what you need to do. I'm serious. Let's make this big, baby. This is like World Cup of hockey, Canada Cup minus Allen Eagleson type of stuff,
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's what the plan is for the 2028 World Cup that they're already putting in and said that is going to happen, is that it's going to be bigger than what this is. This is great. It's got to be bigger.
Yeah. No, I agree. Crosby has been doing this at a high level for 20 years. It is amazing. It really is. Sid was great. You have to give him his props. I'm okay with that now as he is heading towards the end of his career. He has now won 26 straight international games in a row. It is insane.
26-0, Sean. And in those 26 games, 10 goals, 29 points. And hold on to your seat for this one. Because, I talk about this a lot when we talk about the Red Wings of the show. A plus 85.
That's
plus
Larry
85 goal differential. Like, what are you kidding me?
It's Larry Robinson.
I mean, unless again, I'm reading it off of Spit and Chicklets. So unless this is like it says a plus 85 goal. Now that could be the team. I took it as this was a Sidney Crosby post, but he is, and the conversation is going to start. But like you said, with the guys that have worn that jersey, it's going to drop a few jaws when you say or ask, is Sidney Crosby the best to wear it?
I am going to throw this out there because I worked with our mutual pal, Darren McCarty, this morning. He said hello. Darren McCarty, legitimately, before we did our show at Woodward, he and I were sitting in the hallway, like, I'm not joking, like 2 10-year-old girls who just saw the Beatles. We were jumping up and down, going crazy, Mike. And Darren McCarty said, I'm not joking when I say this. I thought that was exciting and pulsating as going back to 1987. And I know to a lot of people out there that is heresy to compare that.
Yes.
Because I think for most people kind of consider that to be the greatest hockey tournament ever. The 87 Canada Cup is just kind of put on a pedestal. And by the way, let me say it again. Larry Murphy wasn't going to see the puck. And the next time I see Larry Murphy, I'm going to ask him, as I've done probably no less than 100 times in my life. Now, Larry, at what point in time did you realize you weren't touching the puck? And he just laughed. But Mike, all jokes aside, that is big comparison. But when a guy like Darren is going crazy over that which he saw, I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Then what they need is they need more guys to come out. When you follow it on social media, people really are going goo goo gaga over this, and I love it. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm watching the clock, and I know we said we're going to be fast to get out of here so we can go watch the game tonight. but to hear the elders of the game like D-Mac talk about it, that means more than anything.
Yeah. It is it's fantastic, and I'm glad that Sid is somebody who has appreciated him from afar, and I openly admit I got a chance to see him when he was with Rimouski in junior, and Mike, you were probably one of the guys that I told anybody that would listen. I saw him. It was eye popping. It was different. You know when you see it. You know what I mean? And it was different. And he single-handedly brought that team, as far as I'm concerned, to the Memorial Cup. And Tom in London, you know this, in London, there was no way in hell they were going to beat that London team. That Corey Perry team was absolutely loaded. But my goodness gracious, they took them all the way to the very end.
Yeah. And we say it all the time, whether we're calling a high school game or it's me and you on a barbecue, just watching a Saturday hockey game, you can tell once someone's on the ice how special they are. When they stand out, like, again, 26-0, 10 goals, 29 points, like Sidney Crosby does, and especially at those stages. Not only that, Sean, here was one that I actually was going to talk about last time we talked when we were still on the NHL schedule. Sidney Crosby is about to break one of Gretzky's records. He is going for his 20th straight, I believe, point per game season. He's at 19. He's tied with Gretzky. All these, Gretzky has tons of records we know that'll never be beat. Some of them are going to start to drop with Ovi, and that one right there, 20 straight point per game seasons. Are you kidding me?
Well, you know what else will never be broken is Larry Robinson's all-time plus minus. I just thought I'd throw that out there, Mike, because it just made me feel good about it.
I was wondering. And I'm so glad I know.
Eric asked, who is the Team USA Four Nations roster? I'm going to, you know what? And I saw the line combinations. Let me pull that up. Mike, just in case people did not see that. And Todd, I promise we'll get to some of the, excuse me, reads and everything. But I wanted to get to some of the, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Matthew Tkachuk. All right. Gunsel, Matthews, Hughes. Okay. Brady Tkachuk, JT Miller, and Matt Boldy. That's the angry line. That's the angry line. I love that. Except Brady Tkachuk will do bad and mean things to you with a shit-eating grin on his face, which makes me love him.
And on top of that, a ton of skill on that line too. But you're right, Sean. That's a line that will steal your soul.
And then the fourth line, one of my favorite players I covered in all the time working in the OHL. I'm serious when I say this. Brock Nelson, Dylan Larkin on the wings, Vinny Trocheck at center. And Vinny was, honest to goodness, one of my favorite players I ever covered. Just a complete player, warrior. Like, honestly, I love Vincent Trocheck's game. I really, truly do. I love his game.
I want to say he was a local AAA kid, wasn't he? Did he play for Caesars?
I think he did, but he comes from, if I'm not mistaken, the Pittsburgh area. I could be. Right. You could fact check me there. Werenski, McAvoy, Slavin, Fox, Faber, Hannafin on the blue line, and then the goaltenders are Connor Hellebuck and Jake Ottinger. Pretty good
Not
team.
Bad. Not bad. I am going to be irritated the first time they sit Larkin for Kreider. That's going to be a shame. It's going to be a shame, and that's what I've been reading, is that they're going to interchange those two. And watching the game last night and the speed of the game, the way it's going to go, Larkin is going to be needed.
I agree with that. And you know what? Again, I'll defer to Darren. Darren flat out said he thinks he becomes a better player from this situation. And you know, he likened it to, because you and I grew up, and Darren did before he was drafted. I remember 88, 89 Steve Yzerman. The good news is he had 65 goals and 90 assists. The bad news is he was in a league with Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux.
Yes.
So he wasn't even close to the scoring lead, right? But later on, obviously, I think so much has been said about it. He's become a complete player. And while obviously Dylan Larkin isn't that offensively gifted, Darren really thinks this will be a good situation for him. And we'll see how much of a better leader and quite frankly, two-way player he becomes after something like this.
I mean, just look at the guys that are surrounding him, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys on here that are leaders, that are difference makers that he can learn from. But the way he's been playing down these last couple if we've been doing shows, I just think that he is going to be needed on this team for them to do well.
With speed at a premium? Are you kidding me? I just – if last night is any indication, what a track meet. You heard what Cooper said. Cooper said, I never, ever thought that I would see anything faster than the U23s a couple of years ago, and this blew that away. Speed is a premium. It's unbelievable. Let me tell you all about catering. All About Catering LLC is a full-service caterer. Graduations, weddings, bridal showers, corporate events, anything you need catering for, from 25 to 4,000 people. All About Catering can and will take care of you. Customer service and satisfaction is the number one goal. So don't sweat your next big event. Just go to allaboutcateringllc.com today to see their menus and all their 5-star reviews. Give them a call, 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Eric said, what hats do you have on? You have a Lindsay Muskie hat on. Yep. I have a Montreal Canadiens hat on.
I have a Lindsay Muskie hat on. As you know, I wear with pride. But Sean, the shirt that I got in the mail today, I just can't. I just can't. It's
that's outstanding. Yeah, the Syracuse Bulldogs. Yeah.
And then on the back, we all will know.
Oglethorpe. Oglethorpe.
Oglethorpe. I think I have half of my T-shirt collection is from just scrolling through social media and these damn people that make T-shirts. And I'm like, Oglethorpe, I need that T-shirt. I have 50 T-shirts upstairs because of it. I love it.
I think you and I both have a fondness in different ways. Your son grew up playing with a bunch of Finns. Yes. I told you one of the coolest things I've ever seen was at the U18 Five Nations tournament, watching the Finns practice without the puck. I was so fascinated. I called our mutual friend who is a local coach. I think you guys can figure out who it is. And I said, dude, you got to get your ass up to USA Hockey Arena to watch this. It was fascinating. The Finns are different. There's no other way to say that. And I say that with respect. What is it? SISU, Sisu? Is that how you say it? That's kind of their mantra and everything. And it's funny because I think in years gone by, Mike, we all had to say, look out for the Finns. I think everybody is aware of the Finns. That they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore, man. There's a grit and a metal that you can't put a price tag on.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it for a while. The way they've been playing in international play, that you could see it coming, and you see more guys in the NHL. So as many people that you read and hear talk about not giving the Finns too much of a chance, they're a pretty heavy underdog tonight. Don't count them out. You talk about the practices. At some point, you'll have to ask Sebi his first practice when he jumped up and started playing with Ian Costomo, L'Esperance, and all the Finns. And I remember him just getting schooled. Really, it was just the basics of playing the game. And that was young. Those guys were young. And while we're at it, Sean, can we throw a congratulation out there to Ian Castamo, the Finn that we follow, and his tender signing for the El Paso Rhinos of the Null? Congratulations. Very well earned by that young kid.
One of the funnest players to watch. And felt that way for 3 years. I honest to goodness. I mean, it plays the right way, and that kid has a bright, bright future ahead of him. Tom, you're right. You said on Big D today, don't sleep on the Finns. Never sleep on the Finns. You can't. Haven't we all learned that now? It's not exactly like they sneak up on people anymore. You know what I mean? Let me tell you about our friends at Wealth Advantage. If you're ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the Hanson brothers right there. The Wealth Advantage Group. That's Jeff Husak and Mike Husak, located in historic downtown Northville, owned by those two fellas right there with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are, and that's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, or already in retirement, they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life, and they have clients in over 20 different states. They're doing something right. I wouldn't be talking about them if they didn't take care of me and my family. Look, the investment world is a complex one, so if you're ready to start taking your finances more seriously, it's time to work with the experts. Reach out to my friends at the Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574 or check out their website at www.thewealthadv.com. Jimmy Young said, our buddy from the Houghton area, the late Rick Miller's Hancock State Championship team motto was Sisu. Yep. Tonight, then Saturday is going to be a blockbuster. NHL needs to promote this more. Put it on regular TV, ABC, CBC during the week. I love you, David. Lucas Raymond making sure everyone knows who he is. Dude, I couldn't agree with you more. We mentioned it earlier in the show. Mike, you're talking about a guy that's not even 23 years old yet. Yep. Okay? There's still a ceiling there, guys. Don't kid yourself. There is still a ceiling there. It's incredible.
And don't let his sluggish start to the season fool you. The way he's been playing, especially since the coaching change. And then when you put him again on that ice last night in that environment with those guys, and he comes out with a couple of points and the third star of the night, this kid's ready. He is ready. He's ready to earn that contract, and he's ready to move Detroit hockey.
I certainly want to get your thoughts. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but now we have to put our money where our mouths are and try to pick a favorite in this. And it's not easy. It is because I could make an argument for all four teams. I really, truly could. If I wanted to be that guy, I could make an argument for all four teams. But I'll tell you what, I know some guys that'll be watching it, our friends at Legacy Partners, Joe and Alex and Dave Peabody. They're big hockey fans. Oh, by the way, did you know that they help thousands of Metro Detroiters to get help with their home and auto insurance? That's right. Our friends at Legacy are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents. They provide a full-service, one-stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal and business, large and small. Legacy has helped our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right question to get the right coverage put in place to properly protect you, and help you save money at the same time. Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're paying too much and you could be underinsured. Enter our friends at Legacy Partners. What are you waiting for? Give them a chance to help with your home, your cars, life insurance, Medicare enrollment, or your business insurance needs. Call them today, 586-209-4106. Visit legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. Crosby's like 26-0 for Team Canada. Clear favorite, in my opinion. Dave said, what did you guys think of Koulios doing play-by-play on the NHL Network? You know what? For me, I watch it on a different network, so sorry.
Ditto.
Yeah, sorry. I watch it on a different network. See, I hit the mute button. Mike.
Yes.
I would say that Canada is by far and away the clear favorite if it wasn't for their goaltending. Binnington, Hill, and Montembeault, who, by the way, is the second best goalie on his own team, terrifies me, okay? Yes. Obviously, there was an injury last night that's going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt them too much, but those lines, that defense core, I still think it's too much. I think it's too much. I think Canada's going to win the damn thing.
Yeah, before Markstrom's injury, I really liked the Swedish team, but when we've talked about it, gun to my head, the U.S. team, I like their depth. I like the way Hallebuck's playing. The goaltending, I think, is going to be the difference. Now, after tonight's game, we could see the U.S. game is going to have to be almost the direct opposite of what we saw with Canada. If they want to go toe-to-toe with Canada, all bets off.
Yep.
But if they want to play to beat Canada and neutralize what they have and use their defense and protect Hellebuyck that he can save any of those easy saves, we hope, even though he hasn't done it in the playoffs. I now, without Markstrom in the Swedish net, I like USA.
I'm not going to argue with that. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be a coward. I think you could make an argument for any one of them. I including the Finns, I might add. I mean, take a look at Finn goaltending is always just kind of under the radar. You know, it always seems like they have that guy that can put a little hex on you and everything. So I think it could be an epic. By the way, we're going to be together on Saturday night. You guys can join us as well. We're having a sausage fest. You're invited.
So you can come over and eat my meat.
What do you want to tell them the sausage that we have, Sean?
Yes.
I'm bringing sausage and your sausage.
Yes. What sausages are you bringing, Mike?
I have the almighty, all-powerful firecracker sausage from the Village Butcher, which we always have to have. I have a new steak and cheese sausage that I got from I found this place through my nephew, so that's supposed to be outstanding. And then the third one is the one I've been bragging on you, and I hope it doesn't let us down. It's the Kroger brand, but it's that chili cheese brat that we have been looking for to bring the chili. They've all brought the cheese, Sean, but they haven't brought the chili of the chili dog within that brat. And I'm telling you, Kroger has mastered it if they kept it the same. So we'll see.
Kroger is underrated. You and I have
100%.
Many times, like people, you know, you think of exotic places to go, you know, you go to a butcher, and I go to the butcher all the time. I'm telling you, there's a good selection at Kroger. All right, Mike, I've got the good old Kowalski giant smoked sausage, big, thick, and girthy. I've got Motor City sausage.
The best. It could be the number one ranked, like right there with the Ohio State Buckeyes winning the national championship is the Motor City. I put that shit on everything.
And then what was the other one I was going to do?
The andouille.
Oh, yeah.
You've got that andouille, because I didn't get the andouille from Village Butcher.
I love andouille. So, yeah, I have some andouille. So, basically, you know, if you remember what we did during the Stanley Cup playoff, I think it's going to be me, Mike, and Coach Hunter just chilling out in my basement watching the game, and you're invited too. I mean, you might not be able to come over in person, but you want to sit around and talk about the game, what could be an epic game. Eric said, what time? I think we're going to go on a little bit after 7 o'clock. How about Todd, 7:15? About 7:15, and we'll take it right up to a puck drop. And as Eric said, I want a nice sausage in my mouth. Who doesn't want a nice sausage in their mouth, right?
Is a nice charred black sausage.
Is Eichel now a Selke level C? Yes. I don't hesitate, Mike. Yes.
Well, not on top of that, I don't know why, but he's dropped in the conversation of MVP just because of the likes of the guys that are up there. He is having an MVP-like season. He's really up there in points. He really is. I mean, if it's him or Draisaitl, you know, from the show that we did earlier when I talked about bets, if it's him or Draisaitl, I'm good. I'm really good. But he's having an incredible season.
Mike doesn't have to be black. Well, to me, the blacker the
char?
Better.
Oh, when you
char, the blacker the better.
Oh my God! When you it's the char. When you dip it in the mustard, it's so good. So in the blacker the char.
State Champs. Big fan of Chuck from State Champs. I wanted to throw that out there, Mike. Let's talk about Lindsey Broadwell before we get out of here. When it comes time to sell a house, buy a house, oftentimes both, you need to contact the right agent. Who do we recommend? That young lady right there, Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you will ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the main streets of Northville and has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of the business. So when it's time to move, our friend Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, even first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you contact Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She'll help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. Mike, I think you agree with me. Eric said, what are we drinking tonight and Saturday? When I'm watching a game that I really, really, really want to watch, I can't drink. I can't. I can't. It takes my focal point away. Like, I don't even want to, like, I'm serious. I don't even want a beer. I don't want a whiskey. I don't want a long drink. If like I'm watching a game that I might have one, but yeah, you know what I mean, Mike. I want to keep my wits about me and just watch the damn game.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. And that's why you know it. When I come over, I rarely will have anything, but I'll have a LaCroix, which is what I've got here, a lemon lime LaCroix that I'm drinking right there. It's just about to get, and you know me, a couple of drinks and I'll be in bed anyways. As
Tim said, Diet Mountain Dew. You know, I can't go wrong with that. David said BBC, Big Black Charred. That is night of the line of the fucking night, David. You win. You win.
Right there. Just drop it.
BBC that I want. Hey, enjoy the games tonight, Mike. I'll see you over here around 7 o'clock. We'll do our thing. We'll put it all on a tray. We'll have a conversation leading up to what should be fantastic. Great afternoon of hockey. Sweden, Finland. They're not fond of each other. I don't know if you know
they
that.
hate each other. Sean, when we were over there, I was shocked at how much crap they talked about each other from when we were in Helsinki, then when we went to Stockholm. I mean, wow. So that'll be a good one.
Yep, no doubt about it. Until then, thanks for checking us out. We'll see you again Saturday around 7:15. For my pal Mike, I'm Sean. Peace.
What the Puck with Sean Baligian. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Always Pushing Forward by Elliot Middleton. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated Podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.